In this video, I'm going to do a quick demonstration on how to use the Desmos graphing calculator. I talked about this as a resource for assistive technology for students that maybe need some extra help when it comes to graphing or need a visual picture of what they're graphing. I did an activity with my students recently where I had them explore how an exponential function can change, how it can be transformed based on things that we add to our equation. And so I'm just going to demonstrate to you how you can use Desmos in your classroom for assistance with graphing. Over here, you'll see some spaces where there's a 1 and then there's a 2 underneath it. And this is where you can actually type in your equations. And the nice thing about this website is because it's already math related, it will understand what you're trying to type in by just using your keypad. So if I'm typing in the equation y equals 2 raised to the x power, I can use my keypad to hold my shift and hit my 6 key to get it to shift up into the exponent using that caret key function, and then I could just type in x, and you'll see that right away it's graphed that line over on the right side of my screen. Now I can continue to add other equations by just clicking here, or I can click on the plus and add different things as well if I want to add a table or other things to my graph. But if I wanted to explore how this graph could be manipulated, if I start multiplying that 2 to the x power or adding things to it to kind of see the different transformations, I can actually type in another equation. And if I wanted to, instead of using my keyboard, if I'm not super familiar with that, they do provide a keypad down here with a lot of basic math functions that students might need to know. So students are also able to use this. So for example, if I wanted to take 3 times 2 raised to the x power, I can then also use that keypad that they provide me with. And then you can see right away that it has shown up another line, this one in blue, of that new function. I'm going to add one more. So there's my third one, and that one is in green here. So what I had my students do when they were looking at this is kind of talk about things that these graphs had in common, things that they were finding that were different about them. The really nice thing is that you can manipulate these graphs as much as you want. So students can grab the screen, click and hold, and kind of drag it around. You can zoom in and zoom out, and I had them do that, especially when we were looking at how these graphs relate to that x-axis down there. So you can zoom in really close to kind of see what it's doing. There's a lot of great options for students when they're trying to manipulate what these graphs look like. And this would work for really any type of graph, whether you're doing an exponential, linear, quadratic, cubic function, or anything else out there. Now, students can sign in and create an account for free, and they can start saving their graphs. If they're using it as a one-time thing or sporadically throughout the year, after they've created their graph, if they click on this button up here, they can share it. And you can either just share the direct link to this, or they can print it. And this will be a preview of what the graph looks like. They could export the image, or they could embed the code somewhere. So this would make it really easy if you needed them to graph things and then turn a copy in or share a copy with you so you could give them a grade for a homework assignment, an assessment of some sort. So this is a great option for students that need help with graphing if they have issues with drawing things on graph paper, or they need kind of a more visual representation for themselves. Desmos Graphing Calculator is a really great resource for that.